Hey folks, it's Frithgar here, how you doing? Welcome back to Farming Simulator 19 here in Boulder Canyon. We're going to carry on bringing this one back to the main farm. And as you can see, we're now back up to 38,400 litres for our total capacity for this truck, which I'm assuming is the fact that we've now got the 4 pallets on the back of sort of like officially locked in onto the truck, and it's now decided that it does actually have them on board. How long that's going to stay for, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm hoping it will last just long enough for us to get everything home. Which would be absolutely wonderful and tickety-boo and amazing. And if we can do that, excellent. Now, we've got $66,000 left at the moment. We're going to... well, we've got this stuff here. We've got everything that we need, really. We don't actually need any more. I've got all the items that we need down the bottom. I've got the trailer now that we're bringing back so that we can take care of the sheep. Once the sheep have emptied out their pen a little bit of some of the hay that we've got in there, we will then have a new chicken pen. I'm wondering if I should... well, no, I'm not going to. I was thinking, I'm wondering if I should save some money, and I'm about to lose that pallet up. I did wonder if we would lose one of these pallets. I'm about to lose the pallet up there. I'm down to 19,200 officially. There's that pallet right up on the top. So, I mean, we're close enough to home now that if it does fall off, I will simply come up here with our autoload trailer. We're going to be using our autoload trailer to do most of it anyway. I'm going to get it back to... we'll get it to the yard. And then what I was hoping to do is reset the truck, send that back to the shop, and then use the autoload trailer to get all the pallets into the right places. We've got loads of egg pallets here. There goes one of them. Right, well, that one can stay there a minute. We'll come back and get that one. I'm gonna turn into this road here and go along. We're not actually, like, this track isn't actually ready yet, but this is the one that I'm gonna use. And there goes the rest of the pallets. Any second now, they're all gonna start falling off, so there goes one of them. I'll drive along here. It's not really the best road to take, this one coming along here, but I mean, I guess it'll do. It'll be alright for a minute. We're gonna be doing a bit more on here. I'm thinking that we might do that now in a minute, actually, because we've got the spare money. I mean, I do want to get the chicken pen, but that one can always wait a little bit. We can always just leave that one for a bit. Right, so I get you to here, and then I'm not going to bother unloading this. I'm simply going to... well, I'm hoping this is going to work. I'm just going to reset it from here, because this is the rules that we have. So we're not actually resetting the item, remember. What we're doing is the shop is going back and getting it. The shop is coming back and it's taking its stuff, they're taking the stuff over. Alright? That's all that's happening. So I reset that one as well. That's done. So they haven't actually reset. That's just a figment of your imagination. What they've actually done is the other machine has disappeared. It's not disappeared. It hasn't, like, vanished or done anything magical. The people at the shop, they've unloaded it, and then they've left it there in the yard, just magically, you know, kind of floating in the middle of the air. It's absolutely fine. It's fine. It's not causing any problems whatsoever. Now, over this side, we now have this one fully installed. Alright, it is ready to go. We've got a new sheep pen. I've got sheep pasture there, 79. It doesn't actually show up on this one because I've got nothing in it. So we do need to move some sheep across and do that. So I'm going to take you right here, and I'm going to move you out of the way a minute. I would like to level out the ground around the edge of this one. That's on the to-do list. So ooh, okay, let's not leave that one stuck up like that. We'll just lower that down a bit like that. Ooh, no, I don't want to do that. Right, we'll do it like that. Now I will take this one. I will go into here, and we've got pallets selected already. Excellent. And I will go to the loading, although I'd like these to just, like, there we go. Right, they have dropped down, so they've at least acknowledged that they exist. And I will start picking these up. So I've got 2 egg pallets right there. These should all 4 be egg pallets as well, which means that the 2 that fell off should be... Right, I'm going to do that, and then... Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I'm going to do... that. It means there's 2 that fell off. They should be wool pallets. They should be the other 2 wool pallets, which I'm hoping will fit. We will be able to get them. They will fit across the where the wool comes out for the sheep. Now, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're not going to be able to fit these pallets across here. I'm hoping that we can, but there's no guarantee that that's actually going to be the case, is there? So we'll see in a minute. Let's get over here to this one, like this. Come up near the edge of that and start loading. Right, we did manage. I was wondering about that one. I was wondering whether or not it was actually going to be able to lift out of the field. Fortunately, everything is all tickety-boo and wonderful. We've got wool pallet reusable. So the big question, will it do it? Will we be able to load this trailer? I can take 12 pallets altogether. Will we be able to load this... not load the trailer, load the pallets? Will we be able to put 8 pallets in a line in front of the sheep pen? This is the big question. I mean, if we can't, we can't. We're going to need to bring back... If we can only have 6 per pen, we're still going to want another 4 pallets brought back so that we can have pallets in front of each of the 2 sheep pens. Yes, we're selling the small pen over there, but we're going to want a bigger... We are going to be getting a bigger sheep pen, aren't we? So... It's, yeah, it's all part of the stuff that we're still planning to do. Now then, I'll bring these over here. Is that exactly the same size as the existing? I think that we can get 8 pallets on there. I think that it is possible to do that. Now, what is currently the price of wool? Is it worth trying to sell the wool that we've got? Because we've got... It's 800. Okay, it's definitely not worth trying to sell that. Not even a little bit. So what I'll do instead is... You know what? I'm just going to leave that one over here. I'm going to leave that one there, like that. I'm not going to do anything with it for a minute. I'm just going to leave it there. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that at all, because that's going to be in the way. So I won't do that. I'll bring this one over here. I'll bring it round like that. And I'm going to unload the 2 pallets onto it, like that. And then I will unhitch the trailer, because I need to go and get that one. I need to have that one over there, and I need to move a few of the sheep. Well, not a few, just like even just a couple, because at the moment we've got 79 sheep, and we get 1 more in 4 hours' time. I'd like to use up some of that, so I'm not going to use that move. I'm going to move 9 sheep. That's what we're going to move to start with, so that we keep using up the wool that we've got over there. Now, I can drive through this way. I can just go through here like this. Bounce in through that bit. Swing it round there like that. And then back that one up a little bit. There we go. Right. Sheep. I want to move some of these. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Confirm. There we go. And now I will bring this one over here, and all we need to do is back it up to the other sheep race over there. Just that race that goes in off of the entrance bit. And then take the sheep out, and they will go into their new home, which means that I will then be able to move some of this grass that we've got in front of the pen and make use of it. So I'll bring you back over to there like that, and we will go like that. So then I will move those over there like that. So we've got 9 out of 250. Confirm. And we're done. Right, I know I didn't lower the trailer or anything like that. I'm happy. I'm okay with that. So I'll stop you there. I'll bring you over this side. And there I have my new sheep in the new paddock. I've got no water. I've got no nothing at the moment. So I'll go over here. And I'll add in a little bit of water. Like that. In goes 1,800 litres of water for them. I've got grass stuck here in front of the pen, which I will go over now and I will get with this tractor. And what we will do is we'll scoop up that little bit of grass that's down there, and then I'll also, anything that comes out of the other pen, I will scoop up and I will use that. I've got these 4 bales here. I'm going to move them out of the way. And then I've got to tidy up this entire area. That's going to be a little bit of landscape work, that is. And it's going to be worth doing. Right, I pick that one up like that. All I have to do is dump it straight back down again, don't I? I don't need to go anywhere. So there's some grass in there. And I'll go over this side and get a little bit more grass. And then we'll see about possibly putting in a bale of hay. I've noticed that with seasons now, you're not able to put in a whole bale. If you've got an extra bale, if you've got excess, you're not able to drop it into the pen. It just kind of uses up part of the bale. Doesn't seem to do that with this. Instead, the bale just disappears. But, I mean, we've got 700 litres in there for those sheep. And then these over here, they've got the 22,000 there. I'm going to put one of these bales in for the sheep, and the other 3, I want to move them out of the way. So one of these will go in here. Our next crop, the next lot of grass that we do, that's going to be bale. Oh, okay, so it does do it like that. It takes apart bale. Is that because of a mob that we're using or something? And what happens if I try to pick it up? Is it going to tell me how much I've... Yeah, there we go. Right, I've got 4,169 litres on that bale. So I'm going to leave that bale there, so it starts using it up. And then I'm going to go over to here, and I'm going to shunt these bales out of the way. If I can. I can, sort of. We'll dump them over here. I don't want to get too close to the tree stumps in case the stump grinder shouldn't do anything to them. There shouldn't be any horror stories happening with the stump grinder. I'll put you down there like that. And bring you over to here. Right, that'll do quite nicely, I should think. And... well, next up, yes, I want to do the work with the landscaping. That's what we got to do. That is our next task that we got to do. We want to landscape this in so that water doesn't matter. We only need to be able to get into this bit mostly, and then this over here. First up, I want to come over to this side. I'm going to have that one up so that I can see what I'm doing, and I want to go change landscaping mode. And then I want to change pattern that I'm using, which is this pattern. And here, where we've got this grass, now that we've got the global mod, I'm actually able to do work out on the road, which I'm going to do, despite not owning it. You are now able to do things out on the road, despite not owning it. So there's one thing that I would like to do, is I want to come up here, just paint that little bit. And the only reason I want to paint it is because it would get rid of that bit of grass that was left behind there, because that was really irritating me like you wouldn't believe. So over here, this section here, I'm kind of thinking that we want to make this a little bit bigger. All right, just a little bit wider out here. So I want to bring that kind of out and around like that so that I can travel along here a little bit easier. And bring that up there. And I like the idea of leaving this bit of road here as it is. So there's the kind of rough idea of it. Actually, I think it would be better if we brought this back a little bit so that we're sort of a bit closer to that tank. There's a bigger area there. This, I mean, I suppose really we want to, like, get rid of all of that. But, yeah, I'm not too fussed about it at the moment. And then down here, this is going to go back like that. I'm going to ignore the rest of it, but this up here, definitely want to change this round. I'm also wondering about doing the whole wood chip thing in front of the pens. Although, again, it's something I'm not 100% sure of at the moment. So I'll bring that over to there. Next, we will change landscaping mode again, and I'm going to change my brush strength up, so that one wants to go all the way up like that. So we're going to want to use leveling. I'll bring that in here, and here. This is why, because I'm using quite a powerful leveling tool on this, and the smoothing leveling function is by far the best function available with this mod, with the base game, with the landscaping, as far as I'm concerned. Like, the ability to just kind of shape it around like this is absolutely wonderful. But where I've gone and gotten rid of the grass, I am thinking it would be prudent for us to turn that into like a different type of area. That over there I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave that as rough. Just kind of go over it. Where I'm leveling it down like this and smoothing it, this is the bits that I'm thinking... Is that down on the ground now, or is that like gone? No, it's not changed anything. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that these bits here that I'm doing this to, like down over here, I want to turn all of those into dirt, where I've gotten rid of the grass. So let's just make sure that I've got this bit down here absolutely spot on where I want it. And that over there. So it's a much smoother drive now as we come out of there. That's definitely going to make a difference. Not... Actually, I don't really need to worry about that, do I? Because I'm going to be removing that sheep pen and putting down a chicken pen. So that bit's probably going to be changing quite significantly from what it is at the moment. This bit over here, we definitely want to be smoothing this out quite a bit. And then working back into the sheep pen in here. So I'm just putting some smoothing work in along here. I love how, when you've got brush strength all the way up, it does look quite good the way that it does it so fast. It's very effective. Very effective treatment, that is, bringing that round. There we go, I'll bring that round over to here. I don't need to go any further than that. And I'm going to bring it back over here. Not that I don't need to be going through this bit. I don't need to be able to drive down in here, but it's still going to be good to have this little bit leveled out a bit, just to make our life a little bit easier, I think. Yeah, bring that round there. Shape that round like that. Like that. And then we will change over to this one. So to start with, we will just paint into here like this. Into those corners. I will do a bit more painting, like smoothing out the edges in a minute. I'm not too fussed about it at the moment. Just sort of bring that in there like that. Rough edges is alright. And then that one over there like that. I don't want to get too close to that bale because I'm not sure how it's going to affect it. And then just pull that edge over to there. Right, now, if I take that down as small as it will go, we can then just go along the edge of this grass here and just tidy that up a bit, because the really small bit actually does quite a good job. You can get a nice even edge, even when, like, I know the square is like the absolute best one to use, but you can get a fairly neat and tidy and even edge on it just doing it like this. You just got to go along a little bit slowly, a little bit carefully, like this, and it does do a good job of sort of evening everything out. Yeah, I think that'll do. And a little bit over here. Just to go back into that, so sort of bring the actual visual grass closer to the edge of our track. I think that's a more natural finish. That's why I want to do it like that. That into there. Around a bit. I'm going to leave that as it is. I'm going to change that bit. There. Okay. I'm happy with that. That's looking pretty good. And then down here, I'll bring that bit. I'm going to leave the green around the pipe because, you know, there's water and maybe a bit of condensation has gone in there, and that's what's helping to make it like that. Here we will just trim back this corner a little bit. Like that. That's better. And a bit, there we go. And there's one little bit there that I want to get rid of. There, is that? How's that looking? I think that's pretty good. Okay, so there's that bit over there. Then I want to come over this side, and that there, I just want to nudge that back a little bit, like that. And then over here, kind of bring that out like that. There. Now, of course, the big question is, do I just paint in all of that bit or not? Because I'm bringing it up to here already. I'm thinking I won't. Not at the moment. We'll see after we've installed the chickens whether we think that we should change it round a little bit, or whether we should just leave it as it is. So there we've now got a new work area sort of in around that sheep pen, and we'll be putting another sheep pen over here. So we'll want a little bit of a gap in between the two of them, and we'll probably want to be able to get round the second one. Now, next question is the track along here. Because the first thing that I was thinking with this track is that I'd actually level it out. Right? Now, I want to make that a little bit bigger, like that. And I want to change back to this landscaping mode. So what I was kind of thinking was that I wanted it to be that height down there, this height down here, and then like level it across. I'll see if I can do it at all. If I click there and I do the two mouse buttons together, then it levels it. This is what it does. It brings it back level onto this point right here. So that's the kind of thing I was thinking of doing. And then having it with that level all the way along. And then smooth this bit back after I've done that. So maybe this field would sort of go up a little bit. And the track could be a little bit wider. And it could end up being a... Okay, I wasn't expecting that to be a cube. And I wasn't expecting it to be at that angle either. So we're going to have to use the circle. So yeah, I'm going to want to bring that one up there. I noticed doing this, like this level idea does seem to be working. It's not getting rid of the crop that I'm adjusting near the edge, but it's not doing anything to the crop on there, which I actually quite like. I'm quite pleased that it's not doing anything to that crop. Now, I've done it out that far, so how much further am I going to want to go with, like, this whole leveling idea? I didn't actually intend to do very much of this now, but as we've already started, let's continue on with it, shall we? So we'll bring that back to about that sort of width, I think, and I'll take you along this way. Like that. How much further should we go? I'm going to leave it there. And then this bit here, I was... Well, now I'm wondering if I shouldn't do that. But no, if I get over to here, it's going to end up... It goes uphill there, doesn't it? From about this point, it rises up over to there. So that's why I don't think I should do it any further. I think that one should be over on its side. But what I do want to do, actually, is extend that out a little bit further than it is. Say up to about there. And go all the way along. So the track is a little bit wider. I don't know why. I just think that would be a little bit better. Now I'm going to make that one just a tiny bit bigger. And we'll bring you back there, because if I'm going to be sort of rounding this off afterwards, it's not going to hurt to just move it back up the hill a little bit and make sure we've got plenty of room to do this rounding off technique that I'd like to employ. And then over this side, I don't really want to do anything to this side, not yet. It's raising it up here. I suspect that that's just going to make it really difficult to combine. That's my suspicions on that. It's just going to end up being extremely difficult to do anything with it. Especially here now. I'm sort of pushing the edge of what I want to do with this. Bring that down to there. If you look, that's about it really. Now I need to sort of bring it down a bit. So I'm going to want this level here, but I don't want a level there. I still want it smoothed across here. Does any of this make sense? I want it sort of level like this, but going straight downhill rather than leaning off to one side. So if you're traveling along this track with a loaded trailer, it's not sort of tilting over to one side as you're traveling along the track. That, I think, is the most difficult bit of what I'm trying to achieve on here. So let me lower the brush strength right down to 0.1. And then we will see, as I reckon, if I put that there, and I just sort of do this, and I go in like that, and I'm just going to, like, step this all the way over like this. Now, I was talking about either going in there or going in around here. So I think going in around here would be the next thing to do. But what we're actually doing is we're fast running out of time. So I'm kind of thinking that the next thing we should do is get ready to go to bed. We're down to 54,000. I've got a tree stump in there, which I completely forgot to get rid of. So that's now there permanently and will never be removed. That one can stay there. That's fine. Okay, so you are absolutely wonderful. Next animal in 105 hours. Your next animal is in 3 hours. We'll use up a load of that grass and hay, and then we'll be able to move more of the sheep over. Then we'll be able to get rid of the sheep pen altogether, and we'll be able to buy a chicken pen. We've got plenty of money here at the moment, so let's just skip forward the last 30 minutes and go to our next day. And then I think we'll get the harvest done before I finish doing that track. So we're not going to mess around with the track. So I put that back down to there. And then we will go here and we will go 11 hours of sleep. Like that. So that takes us through until 7 a.m. And we can get back to work. Right. 7,000 in loan interest, vehicle leasing, property maintenance, yada, yada, yada. And it is 7 a.m. Crop has grown another stage. So it's going to be another day before we're ready to actually harvest. So I might just give up and fast forward the whole thing. Although I do, let's check the prices. 507 and rising. 1,100 almost for wool and rising. Like 10,000 there, 4.5, 10,000 there. And 3.5 on there. So I've got about 3 pallets full in total from there. This one has got a little bit of wool as well, which I will load up and sell along with it. You are using up a little bit of wool. Let's go and have a look in here at the actual sheep. So I've got 9 in here. He's got 96 hours to go until his next one. And you down here, 5 hours to go until your next sheep. And you're down to 19,000. So we've still got 2 bales worth of wool in with those sheep. I know just 2 bales is probably not worth worrying about. It's probably not something that I need to bother with. But at the same time, I do still want to bother with it. Right? I do actually still want to bother with it. Let's go and get the loader tractor on a minute, and we will... Oh, wait a minute. That one's completely full with 4,500. And it's going to stay completely full until I get a few more sheep. I'm starting to think that maybe we shouldn't bother with this. Like, I've got that bit out there. But I'm wondering if maybe we shouldn't actually worry ourselves too much about these. Not those. These down here. They've got food, water. They've got what they need. Let's fast forward things along a little bit, because I don't want to do any more of that track until after I've done the harvest. If I can clear the grain away from that side, it will make life a little bit easier for us, I think, overall. So let's keep an eye on the prices. That is 105. This one's going up as well. This one's going up quite nicely. I'm hoping... Well, I was actually hoping that this one would hit over 600. But I don't know that we're going to reach over 600. I'm thinking maybe we're going to have to say anything over 550 is acceptable. We'll have to... I mean, I don't know what is good for prices, really. I mean, that over there for beans is 1372 at the moment. Is that a really good price or not? Right, wool has reached its maximum, so we will slow right down there on that one. I'll move those two. That's our tractor. I'll move the other two. We will load up those... Well, actually, we'll leave those two on there. We will load up all of the other pallets. And then I'm hoping I can unload those back onto there. Right, you go there. I will spin round over this way. Get that trailer on. And then we'll load up the other 6 pallets. Plus the little bit in front of the other one. We've got a decent bit of wool right there. Load you on. Bring you on round this way. And... like this, all the way around there, and then I want to get these 6 pallets on. So that's why it's on 1 speed, is because I want to load up these pallets. And bring you around like that. A little bit of a mess, but it'll be fine. Get them on, and that one over there as well. We'll get you loaded on as well, and we'll rush it over. Actually, we'll go around this way. We'll try out the new track. So I want to bring you up like this. And what I actually want to do is... I want to unload it onto the trailer like that. And then I'll put straps on like that. And all I got to do is just drive this up over on the sell point. And all of that will instantly get sold. I don't need to actually teleport it off or anything. I like having the extra space to drive around. And I like that it's not so rough anymore as well. That's another big bonus. So we'll do that. All the wool is sold. There's $32,000 in sold wool. Load those back on again like that. Now, I want to bring these back through. It's whether I put them there or put them over onto the new... I'm going to put these onto the new pen, I think. I think we will go with the new pen. I'm going to go up this side so that I'm as straight as possible. And we will see if we can put all of these onto 1 single pen. So I will take that off like that, and I'll load these on. And then I will go like that there so that I can see that I'm going straight. We'll just let the wool sort of accumulate there in front of the other sheep pen, however it decides to do it. So I will come over here, and we'll go in a straight line like this. Now, is 8 pallets going to be able to straddle that properly? If I put those 2 in the middle, should do just. Right, that's no good there. And the problem with loading them back on again is that it never quite loads them back on again. So you've got to do it like this. You've got to shunt around, you've got to move. So then you get them back on again like that, and then I'll turn that one off. I'll put that out to the side like that. And then I'll come over here with perfect reversing skills, I might add. Absolutely perfect reversing skills. Right, I went on just a little bit too far that time. So we want to make sure that we have it back a little tiny bit. Let's try there. Right, how are we looking? It's pretty close. That is pretty close. I will just nudge it along a little tiny bit, and I think that will get us 8 pallets across that one. It's not going to be easy getting 8 pallets all the way across the end, but it is going to work. So we'll just put it up to 5 times speed on the timescale a second. It is going to be able to do it. It's just not the easiest thing to do. So I go to here, and then I'll lower that front weight down. And I'm just going to nudge it forward. A little tiny bit. Right. Push it forward. There. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to nudge it any more than that. I'm hoping that that will count all 8 pallets as being across. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. But this is how we can test it. We can just put that. We'll leave them on there just like that. We won't do anything else with them. I can drive up over here. See, it's really nice and level here. I'm loving how smooth and level this all is. It's working absolutely beautifully on here. Oops, no, I didn't mean to unhitch that one. I want to unhitch that trailer. That one can stay there now. And go back into here. So wool reached 1,108. We're 542 on here. So I want to speed up time. I've run out of time for today's episode anyway. So we're just going to keep half an eye on this and let that price come up. I'm hoping that it will get to the point where we can sell a few trailer loads of grain. Now, what we said was that a trader coming up is going to be selling in lots of 45,000. So we got a 45,000 trailer over there for measuring. That is all it is for. It's just for measuring stuff out. It doesn't actually do anything else. Just measures out a quantity, and that's all we use it for. We're 563. Okay, so we're above 550. I said I wanted above 550. I said ideally I wanted above 600, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get above 600. It looks like we're going to be stuck with under 600, but at least above 550. So we'll say that. Wheat is more realistic for getting above 600 by the look of it. Oats, that's going way up. So if we decide to do some oats, we've got a good price there. 1370 at the moment on those. So we know that those go above 1,300. This, I don't think is going to go any higher than that. I think that's about to stop. It might hit 575. And then that's going to be it. Okay, 574 is our upper limit. So let's slow. We'll go right down to 1x speed. I've run out of time. I will finish doing this in tomorrow's episode. We will sell a load of our grain. Not all of it, because we want to keep some for the chickens, but we will keep some. So if you've enjoyed this episode, then please head down below and give us a like. And if you really enjoyed it, then please tell your friends all about me. Get them to come and watch as well. That would be awesome. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Frithgar. Goodbye, and see you later.